Everyone, welcome to my channel Tech and Art. Hope you guys doing well. So whoever newly joined on my channel, please like to subscribe and share to others as well. Please visit the channel playlist SQL Server DBA. So today's session guys all about the SQL Server performance tuning queries questions, which is mostly related with the query execution plan, and I'm going to discuss with the 20 base SQL Server performance tuning the questions and answer which can help you to the basic level interview and all. Okay, so let me share the documents. Hope you can able to see my screen. Okay, so the first question is, what is SQL Server execution plan? Okay, so SQL Server execution plan is a binary representation of the steps that are followed by the SQL Server engine to execute the query. It is also known as the most efficient roadmap for the query. So whenever you are hitting the query in a SQL Server engine, there is a roadmap created by the optimizer to execute that particular query. So basically that query execution plan is your roadmap for your query. Okay, just the basic understanding. Now the second question is, which component of the SQL Server engine is responsible for generating the execution plan for the submitted query? It's a very common question and very basic question, but very useful. So whenever you are hitting the query, so which component inside the SQL Server engine is creating the query execution plans? Obviously optimizer. The SQL Server query optimizer is responsible for creating the most efficient plan to execute the provided query. So query optimizer basically creating the efficient plan for that particular query. Third question is, where will we generate the query execution plan be stored? This is also very common question and very basic. So I already covered all those things in a database SQL Server architecture video, but anyway, the SQL Server execution plan will be stored in a plan cache memory. If you want to see the details how the query flow is happening inside the SQL Server architecture, go and visit the SQL Server architecture video. You can get the in details ideas how the query is processing inside the SQL Server engine. So I have created for the select query and the DML query also. Okay, so the question answer is plan cache memory. In a memory, buffer memory, there are 2-3 components, the plan cache, data cache. So in details you can see in an architectural video. What is the goal behind the storing the execution plan for the query in the plan cache? Why we are creating the query execution plan, and why we are keeping the plan the query execution plan inside the plan cache? What is the goal? So basically you can go with this line. I'm not reading here, you will get the details, but overall, so basically let's assume you are using a store procedure in a day 10 times, right? So if the same store procedure is calling again and again, so there is a plan cache, there is a query execution plan already stored in a plan cache, so you can easily access that plan, the stored plan cache, and you can get the details, right? If the plan cache will be not present in a execution plan is not present in a plan cache, so every time SQL Server engine need to recreate a query execution plan, so that will highly consumption, the IO consumption and whatever. So that's the reason the goal is, whenever query is required to fetch the details so frequently, either it's a store procedure or whatever, so in that case it's very helpful to keep a query execution plan in a plan cache, so that we can reuse again and again. Okay, just go with this line. If you can see here, the example is same, like, right? The execution plan resume the mechanism is very helpful when the store procedure executed so frequently. So basically we are resuming the same query execution plan again and again. Fifth is, what is the main types of execution plan that you can generate for a TSQL query? What is the difference between these two types? Okay, so this is also very generic questions. So there are two types of estimated execution plan and actual execution plan. So estimated execution plan is something like you have created one, let's assume you have written a select query, and now you are going to check whether that query execution estimated execution plan is what is that, like how much cost consumption for the index, and what is the requirement, whether any type of index is required for that particular. So you can check it before executing the query, the estimated execution plan. And there are called actual execution plan. So this is something like when you are executed, then it will give the the query execution plan to check. So these two parameters always should be same. Then if your estimated execution plan is something X and the actual execution plan is something different like Y or something X plus 1 or something, so there is a problem if it is not same. So then you need to tune the query. So these two parameters should be same. The estimated execution plan and the actual execution plan should be same always. Okay, then there is no issue. What is the 3 execution plan formats? This is also very common things. So we can generate the graphical format, text format, and XML format. How could you could the execution plan help in identifying the missing index for a specific query? Very useful things. So whenever you are checking the query estimated execution plan before executing the query, so it will give the index information whether that particular query having any non-cluster index required or not. So you can create an index so that you can get the better performance. So that's the thing is here actually. Okay, now what is the correct way of reading the execution plan? This is also something very useful. You can extract the execution plan, but you are not knowing how to read the execution plan. So the correct way to read the execution plan is to start from the right side of the plan to the left side and from top to the bottom. So right to left and from top to the bottom is a correct way to read the query execution plan. Okay, how could we use the arrow between the execution plan operator to read the plan? So you can make use of the arrow that are connecting the operators to identifying the direction and the amount of the data processing between the execution plan operators. In addition, the arrow is an indirection of how much data processed between the operators. So whenever you are extracting the query execution plan, you can see there are some kind of arrow is relating between the two operators and something. So this is something like here. So when you can see the arrow between the execution plan operators, so you can easily identify how much data processed between the operators based on the arrow direction. Okay, can the estimated execution plan result to be trusted? As I told you above, there are two types of estimated execution plan. Actually, yes, estimated execution plan can be trusted, but sometimes it's differ also. So as I told you, it depends. I am not going to in details now. It depends. Sometimes estimated execution plan and actual execution plan will be not same. So we can trust, but sometimes it will come differ also. So then you need to troubleshoot. What is the difference between RID and key lookups operators? This you can go in details. I have written few things, but there are separate topics. In details you can go and check it. What is these two operators, RID and key lookup. Okay. What is the aggregate operators in the execution plan? These are the aggregate operators in a query execution plan. If you start analyzing and reading the query execution plan, then only you can understand these are the parameters in an execution plan. So go and find it some good articles about how to read the execution plan. Then only you can able to understand the aggregate operator in the execution plans. Okay. What is the compute scalar operator in the execution plan? These are the why I am putting these questions actually. So you can at least aware what are the things inside the query execution plan and what need to understand actually. When you start reading the query execution plan, analyzing the query execution plan, you will see more much operator kind of things, and also you can at least aware, and then you start reading to how to get the details. So there are operator called compute scale operator is used to perform. So you can go and check what is this operator. Okay, what is the concatenation operator of the execution? There are another operator You can check it. What is the assert operator in execution plan? So these are the operators. Why I am keeping these questions? So at least you can aware these are the operators which can which need to understand in when you start reading and analyzing the query execution plan. Okay, what is the hash match operation execution plan? So this is also something very useful actually, hash function. You can check it, this hash operator. What is the lazy spool operator in the execution plan? The lazy spool is used to build a temporary table on the tempdb and fill it in the lazy manner. In other words, fill the tables by reading and storing the data only when the individual rows parent operators. This lazy operators also you can understand what is this lazy operators. So basically in a one line you can see whenever the temporary data need to keep in a tempdb, they are keeping the temporary data in a tempdb and filling the in a lazy manner, and there is a process called log writers. That's the core thing. Leave it now, actually it will confuse again. What is the parallelism in operator execution plan? That's also very useful. Degree of parallelism, you can understand these parameters in terms of memory. Basically in terms of memory we are enabling the degree of parallelism, but when need to enable the degree of parallelism, that you need to understand very carefully, and what is your hardware capacity or the SQL Server instance. Go in details with max degree parallelism. It will very helpful and very interview questions also it's asked number of times it's asked, right? What is the max degree parallelism? How could we take the benefit of SQL Server execution plan tuning a TSQL query? Yes, we can. See, I am giving the simple example. The query execution plan only providing the whether the query is required the index or not. So some let's assume you have a select query and that's consuming the very much time. When you are extracting the query execution plan and you are getting the, if you can create this index, your performance will be very improved. So yes, we can say that the SQL Server query execution plan is very helpful to perform the TSQL query performance, right? One of the example I have said, number of example is there. What is the SQL Server option that can be used enhance the plan cache, uses the performance, minimize memory pressure? This is very helpful things. Okay, you can go and check this also. What are the level options that can be used to enhance the plan cache? So these are the things which you can go in details and in deep. This is not enough. These are the things just I have put it here. So these are the areas which can asked whenever they will touch to ask the question for the query execution plan. So this Word documents will help you to at least get the ideas about areas about the query execution plan which can helpful. Okay. So this question is how long will the plan be stored in a plan cache? This is also very helpful. I have already told these things in an architectural video, but again I am telling you. So what's happening actually whenever the optimizer is creating the optimized efficient query execution plan that's kept in a plan cache, stored in a plan cache. So how the SQL Server engine behaving? So there are some kind of priority setup. So if SQL Server engine is saying this XYZ plan is not used from long back, so they will flush out because they also have a less memory space, right? They cannot hold much query execution plan. So they will analyze internally in the SQL Server engine itself, analyzing the particular query execution plan is not used from the long back. So they will flush out from the buffer memory. Okay, so there are process called lazy writer. That process will take care of the entire things. Name itself the lazy writer, right? So they will analyze slowly and they will take the responsibility to flush out all that query execution plan from the plan cache. How could be the explicit clear plan cache? So this is the command dbcc free pro cache. You can I have already created the video about this, the free pro cache. So this free pro cache will flush out the entire execution plan from the buffer memory. Okay, if required to flush out, you can execute the DVCC free pro cache and it will. So it's a very dangerous command actually. I have already covered these things. You cannot execute on a production environment. Go and watch the video. I have already covered. So DVCC free pro cache will flush out the entire query execution plan, whatever is available in a plan cache. Okay. So these 22 questions which can help you to at least the basics idea about the query execution plan, how we can start reading the query execution plan, what are the components, what are the parameters you need to check. So hope it's some kind of help. It's not enough, as we all aware, performance tuning is a very much big area. It's like ocean. So you can go inside, keep going. That's also not enough, right? So just start analyzing the query execution plan. Let's see, and I will try to create more video in details, and we'll meet you soon. So just a request to whoever newly joined and not subscribed the channel, please do subscribe and give the comments as well also. Okay, thank you guys, take care.